Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. This is Marybeth Angelelli. Wanted to come in here and do another weekly training today on the secrets of success in direct mail order. This is the time, folks, okay? It finally is here. We've been awaiting this for a long time. Yesterday was September 1st. Today is September 2nd. And everybody in this home-based business industry knows what happens from the 1st of September onward to the end of the year, okay? This is the time, folks, when it's the busiest season in the home-based business industry. And specifically in mail order, in the mail order industry, the mail order niche, this is what we refer to as direct mail order boom season. So I decided to dedicate a segment of my channel, Retire with Marybeth, to be able to help everybody who is in direct mail, thinking about direct mail, has joined me in a direct mail order program over the last several years. I've been actually doing direct mail order now for a little over 10 years. I got my start online back in June of 2007. I joined a high-ticket program, and after I got into this program, I decided to incorporate postcard marketing into my marketing mix. And it proved to be one of the best decisions I made from a marketing strategy standpoint, because it's really simple. And you know, when you join programs, not everybody is accustomed to promoting the business online. There's a lot of people that don't wish to endure a learning curve. Some people are intimidated by computers and technology. So you almost have to have a simple, completely 100% duplicatable method and strategy in place to be able to offer to that particular part of your team, okay? So what works the best is direct mail order, postcard marketing, and also utilizing flyers. I actually do both, okay? And along the way, I actually got started in a direct mail order flyer program about 3.5 years ago. And I understood the potential and the power behind direct mail. And I just hit the ground running. And ever since, you know, things have just really taken off for me. I do have a couple different programs that I'm involved with. And I basically treat all of these programs the same way, whether it's a postcard marketing program or a direct mail order flyer program. Direct mail is direct mail, and what I'm about to share with you today, and the tips and the strategies and the methods you can apply to any direct mail business, whether it's postcard marketing or whether it's flyers, okay? So like I say, I've used postcards for a number of years, from like 2007, really all the way up until the present day. And I got involved in a specific postcard program a little over a year ago, but I had been using postcard marketing in my higher ticket programs since 2007. So over the years, you know, I've done a lot of trial and error. I've tested and I've tweaked things to be able to yield the best results and the best responses when it comes to direct mail. So this is what I want to get into today and really share with you, because this is the time, folks, and this is the season. So let me get into the good stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and write on this whiteboard here for the beginning of this presentation, because I really want to be able to break all this down for everybody. Okay, so first and foremost, these are common questions. I'm going to address all of them in this video segment today, okay? So I'll just set this aside here. The most common question that I get asked all the time is, how many do I mail out, or how many should I be mailing out? Well, when you first get started, okay, the minimum that you want to be able to mail out every single week. Now that is key, folks. Consistency is the key. And I have two common ingredients that I tell people. It's what I preach: stickability, consistency. They go hand in hand, okay? When you're starting off, if you're doing direct mail, you can't give up. You can't quit. You can't mail 1 week on and take 1 week off and follow that zigzag pattern. You have to be consistent. You have to adhere to a budget, and you have to be able to mail out every single week. Minimum, now this is for results, okay? We all want results. So this is my best recommendation based on all of my experience over the years. Okay, I realize that people are on a budget. A lot of people are on a budget when they first start off with a direct mail order program or direct mail marketing methods, okay? Postcards, flyers, either or both, okay? Minimum, you really need to be at mailing out 100 every single week, okay? Whether it's postcards or flyers, that's the minimum. If you expect to see results in a relatively timely fashion, you have to be at 100 a week, okay? And I'm going to go through some numbers with you right here. So if you're doing 100 a week and you do that times 4, because that's going to be your first month, your first 30 days, that's going to put you at 400, okay? And then say month number 2, you carry onward and upward with the same statistics. That's basically going to put you at 800. And assuming that you do not increase, but you should start to increase at least between months 2 and 3. Okay, you should already be starting to see, some type of results, some type of money coming in, and then what you want to do is take a percentage and reinvest back into your direct mail order campaigns, whether it be postcards or flyers, okay? So reinvesting, and I've always operated under the 80-20 rule, all right, where I keep 80% of my profits and I always pump 20% back in, okay, and that is for supplies. That is for copies, that is for stamps, that is for leads. You have to treat your business like a business. It takes money to make money. You've got to be serious about it. You've got to commit, and you have to stay consistent, okay? That is the name of the game, and you cannot give up, especially, when you're building this foundation, okay? When you're laying down the foundation, when you're planting your seeds, when you're building, your business, you've got to keep going, and you've got to, really adhere to structure and to consistency if you want to make it, all right? And that's why a lot of people don't succeed, because they give up way, way too fast. Way before that initial breakthrough even comes in, they give up, okay? But for the ones who understand and see the vision and see the big picture, you've got to stay in the game, and you've got to just be consistent and be mailing out. Like I said, month 1, at least minimum 100 a week. If you can do more, by all means. The more, the merrier. Like they say, the more, the better, all right? Because this is a numbers game. But for the average person, that's 100 a week. Month 2, you at least have to be sticking to that 100 per week schedule. And you should start to, see at least a dim light at the end of the tunnel, somewhere between months 2 and 3, where you're starting to maybe get a sale, a couple sales, coming in. If not sooner, okay, depending what program you're promoting, and if you're just doing this 100% by mail, sign-up should start coming in somewhere in this range between, right around month 2, somewhere between month 2 and 3. But anyways, 100 a week, that's going to give you 800. Now, month 3, if you stick to the schedule, that's going to put you at 1,200. Now, for mail order, any kind of postcards or flyers, the magic number from all of my experience over the years, this is what you need to be aiming towards, 1,000, okay? Once you have 1,000 out in the mail, in circulation, reaching households of these targeted buyers, because what you want to be operating with is a buyer's list, and I'm going to be talking about this next, okay? This is when the magic starts to happen, okay? Percentage-wise, statistically speaking, people always ask me, the second question is, What type of response can I expect to get? Well, national average is and still remains, and based on my personal experience from all of my mailings, you should be recouping and get a response rate of 1% to 4%, okay? There's different variables that come into play here that you're going to factor into the equation. It's going to be on ad copy and the mailing lists, okay? So you want to be operating with ad copy that has been professionally created, and all the programs that I'm involved with all have the pro ad copy, so that's a big plus. That's +1. And I'm going to pass on my mailing lists, the sources that I've used that have produced really amazing results for me. That's why, I've been able to dominate in the direct mail order industry now for quite a while, and I've been able to carve out myself a very nice niche, in this particular industry. And for those, that have, seen my results, I share them, within my funnels. I share them on my videos. I have plenty of proof, folks, okay? Like they say, the proof is in the pudding, and documentation beats conversation, all right? So I can provide anybody with, ample proof that, the programs that I'm involved with work, and my methods and my strategies and everything that I utilize and I incorporate into my marketing mix for direct mail works, okay? And again, this didn't happen overnight, wasn't, necessarily an overnight success story, but my success came over a period of time through trial and error and tweaking and testing and making some minor adjustments and modifications along the way. But I'm here today, folks, in 2018, and I'm still very much at it and still very much earning a full-time income with direct mail order, okay? So I just want to be able to share and pass on, my success so that I can help others to pave the way so that you can cut down on the learning curve or the bumps along the way and the trials and errors. I've already undergone that, folks. So I'm here today to share with you exactly what is working, what is current in 2018. So the mailing lists, this is what I'm going to get into next, is definitely a very, very important variable, okay, when it comes to direct mail. Now, I don't, with anything, the old saying is don't put all your eggs into one basket. And I don't recommend using only one mailing list, okay? For the best results, you want results and you want them in a relatively short period of time. You want at least 2 mailing lists, okay? Because you have different people on the lists, so you definitely want diversification, and you want to be using buyer lists, okay? I'm going to provide you with those specific names when you join me in any of these programs. So again, minimum of 2 lists, and I just recommend kind of splitting it up 50-50 for the best result. And then once you can get to the point where you can diversify even further to a 3rd list source, that is by all means strongly recommended, okay? But starting out, you want, of course, 1 list. You want to integrate that 2nd list ASAP, and then eventually you want to add the 3rd list. Now, timing-wise, what does it take? Well, the first 90 to 120 days, that's the first 3 to 4 months, is very critical, okay? That's why you've got to be operating with consistency. You have to be mailing out at least every single week, at least once a week. Once you start to scale up and mail out more, either postcards or flyers, then, you can split it up. You can do mailings twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever fits your schedule and your lifestyle, okay? You're going to adapt and modify the business to you and to the nature of, your lifestyle, your time, and all of that good stuff. But that is pretty much, operational once you get to this 1,000. That's what you need to be striving for. That needs to be the primary objective and the primary goal. So if you do this, again, if you do this consistently, that's going to be, we should reach that somewhere at the 90-day marker, okay? Because that is putting you at 100 a week. And hopefully you're going to be able to do more than 100 a week. If you have more of a budget, Absolutely, that's great. Once you start increasing, I recommend you increase by at least 50 a week. So once you get to the point, and hopefully it's going to be between month 2 and 3, 150 a week, 150 a week, or even 200 a week, because that's what you need to be working towards. And then once you can increase it by another 50, that's going to put you at 250 a week. And then you're going to be at the point where you're doing 1,000 a month minimum, okay? And that is a really, really good number, especially starting out somewhere between month 1 and month 6, okay? 1,000 a month is really where you need to be for the best results. That's when the magic starts. That's when you start to see multiple signups coming in, and you are well on your way to being successful in direct mail order, okay? And then if you're really serious about this, you want to make it a full-time income. Eventually, you just need to keep increasing. Keep taking 20%, keep reinvesting over the next several months, and then get to the point where you're mailing out, 500 a week, and then that's going to put you at 2,000 a month. And that is really some really good numbers and goals to strive for, because direct mail is a numbers game. The more flyers you put out there, the more postcards you put out there, the greater your response rate is going to be, and obviously the more, the higher your profit margin is going to be, okay? The higher your ROI, your return on your investment, okay? Now, I've given you just kind of a basis to go off of, because I realize starting off, the majority of folks are on a budget, okay? But realistically, these need to be the numbers that you need to be striving for, and 1,000 is definitely the magic number here, and you should achieve that somewhere around month 3, okay? And then just keep going. As you're increasing, increase it by 50 a week once you get to that point of profitability, okay? And then keep going. Once you reach this 1,000, then just keep climbing over the next several months to the point where you get to 2,000 a month. And then keep going and increase it even further, okay, if you so desire. But this is a really good guideline to go off of, within your first, from month 1 to month 6. And then if you can go further, to the point where you reach 3,000 a month, 4,000 a month, 5,000 a month, then, you're going to be able to literally just, call your own shots and pretty much write your own paychecks and be well on your way to being another success story in direct mail order, okay? So hopefully I've given you a basis to go off of. Now we're going to be talking about leads, okay? Like I say, at least you want to be having some diversification, because you want to be able to reach, a different segment of the offline marketplace. And of course, you don't want to put all your eggs into one basket. So 2 good lead sources is going to be ideal. And then once you can get to the point where you incorporate the 3rd, then you're going to be well on your way, because you're diversifying, okay? And kind of like a pie, you're splitting it up into thirds. And then you have basically 30%, 30%, 30%. That's, a ratio of 90%. That's close to 100%. So that's going to be a very nice 3-way split. And that's what you want to strive for, okay? Now, I don't recommend, breaking the bank when it comes to leads, okay? You don't need to spend an arm and a leg on leads. Here is what I have been spending and what I'm using. I buy my leads 1,000 at a time, okay? That way, they're fresh. I recommend that you look for leads that are 30 days old, no older than 30, I'd say 30 to 45 days, okay? You don't want leads that are older than that. You want them to be between 30 and 45 days fresh, okay? And 1,000 is a good number to start with. What I spend, and my leads have worked for me extremely well. $90, folks, okay? There might be people out there that are selling leads that are really high priced. I can tell you this is the industry average. Somewhere between $90 and $100 for 8,000 leads that's what I've spent for the past several years, and my results speak for themselves, folks, okay? Again, like I say, I've had much success in direct mail order with postcards and with flyers. And I always purchase, my quantity is always 1,000, because again, this is the magic number that I have found out that's where you need to get to be. So I order 1,000 at a time. When I run out, I reorder another 1,000 and another 1,000. So I operate with the magic number of 1,000, and I spend between $90 and $100. Very, very good leads. They produce, they convert, and just to give you an idea, budget-wise, where you need to be. That's all you need to spend for leads, folks. Okay, somewhere between the $90 and $100 mark. Anybody that's charging you way in excess of that, you really want to question that. I don't recommend going over $100 or so. Right in that range, close to 100 for 1,000 leads. Okay. And I'm just going to share with you some sources that I use for my postcards. I use ABM leads for my flyers. I use Prime Choice lists. I also use them for my postcards. Okay, they've been a really good, solid, reliable list source, and it's called Prime Choice Lists, lists.com. Okay, they've been a #1 provider of leads for me over the past several years. A second good performer has been Wolf Enterprises. That's wolfenterprises.net. And you can look these up. You can Google primechoicelists.com and wolfenterprises.net. So these have been my 1, 2, and of course, I use the ABM for the postcards. And it has worked out very, very well. And then I split between Prime Choice and Wolf Enterprises. So I just want to drop some golden nuggets to share with you exactly what has worked for me. There's no reason that it can't work for you too, okay? So I've given you some statistics to operate by. Now we're going to talk about stamps. If you're mailing out 100 postcards a week, postcard stamps are 35 cents. It's going to cost you $35, okay? If you're mailing out flyers, anything in an envelope, 100, that's going to cost you $50. So you're looking at between $35 and $50 per week for stamps. Now that's really a small price to pay. I know a lot of people ask me about stamps. Well, if you're in a program that offers a good stamp flyer, or find a program or find a stamp flyer program, that's one way to start to defray the costs of postage, okay? Because when you're mailing out, you can include a stamp flyer with your mailings, and there's a percentage of people that are going to respond back, especially since you're mailing to direct mail order buyers. People are going to jump all over that stamp flyer because everybody needs postage to do their mailings. All right, another great resource to go to operate in the most cost-effective, cost-efficient way for postage is eBay, okay? I highly recommend you scout out eBay, search stamps or postage stamps, and you're going to, 9 chances out of 10, find an excellent vendor out there and offering you a great stamp offer that just makes financial sense. You find it, go for it, okay? So stamp flyer, eBay, that's the way to go for stamps because that's going to save you money. Leads, I've already talked about it. I buy mine at 1,000 at a time, and I spend between $90 and $100. That is plenty to spend for leads, okay? Because the name of the game is operating your business in the most cost-effective, cost-efficient way possible. So this is how to save on stamps. This is what you'd be spending on leads. So to be able to maximize your profitability and earn the greatest, or have the greatest ROI, the return on your investment. All right, copies. If you need to get copies made, if you don't have a printer, I recommend, if you're really serious about this, you want to be in this for the long haul, go out there to a place like Office Depot, Office Max, get yourself a basic HP OfficeJet printer. It works just fine, and you're going to spend under $200, okay? It's going to be well worth it. If you don't have a printer, if you don't want to invest in a printer, here's the place to go. bestvaluecopy.com, all right? bestvaluecopy.com. And for 2.6 cents a copy for black and white, that's B&W, that is probably the cheapest prices for copies that I'm aware of, and I've been at this, for quite a while now. So I think I've given you, as far as, the cost associated. Now, we're going to talk about envelopes. Those you can get on the cheap. You can use one of two things. Plain white number 10 envelopes, any dollar store carries those. If you're a member of a wholesale buying club like Sam's Club, that's what I belong to, Costco's, BJ's, any of those, you can get envelopes for pennies on the dollar, okay? And that's a plain white number 10 envelope just like this, okay? And that will suffice. Now I'm going to share with you some tips and some strategies and some secrets, especially this time of year when we are in the prime season of direct mail order to improve your responses, okay? That's basically it though, folks. Copies, if you don't want to invest in a printer and you can get a decent printer for under $200 one time, go to bestvaluecopy.com, black and white copies, 2.6 cents. You just upload your PDFs, place your order, make your payment, and they will ship everything directly to your house. They'll box it up and ship it right to your house. So that is pretty much, you know, statistically speaking, from a statistical standpoint, I've talked about how many you should be mailing a week, what the magic number is, which is 1,000, what you can expect to pay for some really good leads that really work and really convert. I order mine at 1,000 a piece, and we talked about stamps, 100 a week, 35 for postcard stamps because they're 35 cents each versus 50 cents for a regular letter stamp, okay? And then how to defray the cost of your postage and so forth, and you should at least be mailing out 100 a week. Get to the point where you're somewhere into this for 90 days, and then you should be at the point where you can start to definitely increase what you're mailing out. Now again, the critical time period is 90 to 120 days. You've got to just remain super focused and consistent, and you can't give up and you can't quit. You just got to follow a schedule, okay? And you've got to follow the numbers right here that I've kind of mapped out for you. And you can't quit. You can't give up. You can't go 1 week on, 1 week off. You just have to be super consistent. And things should really start to fall into place very nicely for you between months 3 and 4. That's between 90 and 120 days. Now, you see the big picture, you see the vision. That isn't a long time. By today's standards, as far as I'm concerned, time has just been absolutely flying by really fast. I mean, this summer alone, summer 2018, I honestly don't know where the time went. I just remember it being Memorial Day weekend. Before I knew it, the 4th of July was here, and now here we are. We're getting ready to celebrate Labor Day weekend, the end of summer. So the last couple of months has just gone by really fast. If you're going to be in this, you need to be in this for the long haul. You need to be in it to win it, and you've got to practice patience. Stick with it, and I can assure you, if you follow everything that I'm sharing with you, you should start to really see the light at the end of the tunnel between the 90 and 120 day markers, okay? So I'm going to get into some really good things here. I'm going to go ahead and sit down for the rest of this. I don't want to make this too much longer. I'm just going to be here another couple more minutes. But basically now, this is the time of year, folks, okay? September, October, November, December, a very festive time. We've got lots of holidays to look forward to start planning for. Here's what I would recommend doing, and this is what I've always done this time of year, folks. I go out to Walmart and I get myself these color envelopes. This is what I'm going to start using. We've got, lots of holidays. For example, next month now is going to be Halloween. I will be using a combination probably of black and orange. We go into Thanksgiving. I'll probably be using brown and orange. Christmas, of course, red and green. This month, I probably will use something, relatively neutral, like reds, greens, blues. I get a very nice assortment in my boxes. I purchased them at Walmart in the office supply section. And this is going to definitely increase your conversions and your open rates and your response rates because, people get excited. They get excited when they go to their mailbox and, for example, comparing one of these type of envelopes with this because people don't know. They don't know what's inside here. They might be thinking, oh, gee, somebody, sending me a greeting card, an invitation, a birthday card. I mean, almost anything could come in here. Some type of special announcement, special invitations. So they see something like this, it's personalized, okay? It's personalized. So someone's going to open this up, and they're going to automatically think it's a greeting card. So they're going to open this up, and they're going to look carefully what's inside, and they're going to read it, okay? Now, I'm not going to discourage anybody from using plain white number 10 envelopes. I use them an awful lot, but this is a time of year to obviously make things work for you and make the magic work for you. So September, October, November, December, I would highly encourage you to go out and get yourself some color envelopes, because this is what I've been using. This is what I'm going to continue to use for the next 4 months, okay? So there you go, folks. Walmart will serve you very, very well, all right? Now, people ask me, do I put a return address? Yes, I do, and it's optional, but I would definitely recommend it. This way you can test the accuracy of your lead lists, because you can at least see, what's coming back and what's being returned. Now, I know a lot of people get discouraged when they get their mail back to them, so I have something that's going to really help you. I've been using this now for well over 3 years. I went to Office Max, any office supply store, any print shop. This will do the trick for those unfortunate nixies. Got to realize, people pass on, people move on. But if you get this stamper here, or current occupant, it's a black inker, or current occupant. There it is, folks, okay? Or current occupant. All you do is you take your stamp, you, of course, put it in the right-hand corner of the envelope. You put your return address up here. You put your pill and stick lead label, which is going to have a full name, a first and a last, the street address, city, state, and zip. That's going to go right into the center where you would handwrite these. And you're just going to put it to the left. You're going to stamp it to the left. Now, if you have the time, if you're not doing mass mailings, you can take the labels and you can handwrite. That's another thing that's going to definitely help you and help your open rates and your response rates, because it looks personal, especially if you're using these colored envelopes. If you've got the time, I would recommend that you handwrite as many as you can, okay? So I've talked about that. And then, or current occupant, whether you're handwriting or using a pill and stick lead label, that is a great way to significantly reduce those nixies, because it will get delivered to the new current occupant of the residence. You have to understand, folks, human nature takes place, people move on, and people pass on. To prevent that, this has done the job very, very well for me. So, some tips and secrets and tricks this time of year, folks. The next 4 months, color envelopes, handwrite as much as you can, and go out there. It's going to cost you 20 bucks. Or current occupant, it's well worth that $20. All right. Stamps, I've talked about eBay, and I've talked about I've talked about eBay, I'm talking about the stamp flyer. So that's 2 ways to go to reduce the cost of your postage significantly. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, a big secret here. Not really a secret. I'm really not going to say this is secrets. But if you've been in the direct mail order industry for a while, you're going to be buying lead lists. You're going to get on different lists. Your name is going to get passed around and circulated. But don't frown upon that. It's a good thing, because you're going to start getting other people's offers in the mail. Other people's offers in the mail is a really good thing, because you know what? These are proven mail order buyers. You know they've invested in programs. You know they're currently mailing. This is just golden. These people are absolutely golden. These are going to be some of the best leads you're going to be able to get your hands on and access, okay? So when you get other people's offers in the mail, I get these almost every single day of the week. I've been at this for a long, long time, okay? Some people will get frustrated. They'll say, oh my goodness, why are these people sending me, their offers? I have no interest, and they just pitch them in the trash. Like they say, some people's trash is other people's treasures. Well, These by far are treasures, and you got to treat these like gold, okay? These are very targeted mail order buyers. And what you want to do when you get other people's offers in the mail, for example, this particular person, sent me, this is a classic example of a stamp flyer. They sent me their stamp flyer in the mail with all these names, folks. These names are very, very good names because these are current people who are involved in direct mail order. So what I recommend doing is taking these and writing the dates on them that you get them. Keep them in a box in a place, where you know where they're at, like in your office or wherever you're running your business from. And wait about 30 days to 60 days, and then you can start to mail to these people, okay? And this is going to be a great way to build a buyer's list, okay? So you definitely want to take these other people's offers, and you want to kind of look at them. Just make sure that it's something that makes sense. I mean, there are some that just might be pure junk, and if they're just pure junk and you see them as complete garbage, then by all means pitch them. But for example, this is somebody's offer here called the Money Funnel, and it has their information down here. This looks like a pretty decent flyer program or mail order program, the Money Funnel. So I'm going to hang on to this. And again, mark your envelopes and then wait about 30 days and then start to mail to these people. You can build yourself a wonderful, targeted, high response buyer list working from other people's offers, okay? So I've given you one strategy, one really good tip here, okay? Hopefully I'm passing some gold nuggets off to you. That is something that you definitely want to incorporate. You definitely want to go and pay yourself 20 bucks, get one of these and use them. Okay, so that would be a really good golden nugget number 2. Golden nugget number 3 is colored envelopes. The busiest time of year, the direct mail order boom season, the most festive time of year when we are going to embark on some of the biggest holidays. Use these, and you have the time, handwrite them over the pill and stick lead labels. You're going to definitely increase your response rate and your conversions, and just have people looking at your offer, much more. Okay, so with that being said, here is something else I want to share with you. I've been a subscriber of this, and I've done some ads in this, and this is a great place that you can advertise your opportunity. Very, very affordable. I highly recommend the Shortish monthly magazine. It's all full of direct mail people, direct mail participants. Everybody that's in here has some type of direct mail order program, whether it be a postcard program or a flyer program. And another great place that you can go and get some great names and start to look through this and build yourself a targeted buyers list. Okay, so that is the 4th little tip here that I want to share with you. Not only can you advertise in this, get some really good exposure for whatever direct mail program you're involved with. Okay, it's called Shore to Shore Monthly Magazine. You can look it up. You can Google it. They do have an online version, and you can contact the publisher, get some advertising rates, and seriously consider putting your offer in here, because this goes out to the offline market segment. All kind of ads in here, folks. From flyer programs to postcard programs, and then all types of print and mail services. And they also give you different resources of different vendors who you can go to for different supplies that you can utilize to help you to boost and increase your response rates as well. So this is a really, really good source. I've had great responses and great success utilizing this, okay, from an advertiser as well as somebody who's scouting this out, looking for people to mail to as well. So between this and other people's offers, this is a great way to build a very targeted, proven direct mail order buyer list that's going to increase your response rate and your conversions and your bottom line profits and your ROI. Okay, so, well, I've gone a lot longer than what I had anticipated and expected, but this is the time of year, folks, and I just want to be able to give back and help as many people as I can. So hopefully you've found value in this video, and hopefully you're going to start to implement and integrate some of the proven strategies and statistics that I have offered to you. I've talked about stamps, with eBay.com. I've given you my 2 best proven buyer lead lists, which is the wolfenterprises.net, and the prime choice lists. They work well for postcards and for flyers. And then again, with American Bill Money, anybody mailing our postcards, they have really, really good leads for postcards. I've talked about where to go for copies, bestvaluecopy.com, 2.6 cents for black and white copies if you don't want to invest in your own printer or if you don't have a printer. So that pretty much concludes another week of Secrets to Success in Direct Mail Order. Today is September the 2nd. I'm going to continue to come back every single week and just give, more continued value, hopefully, and just share with you what's working current in 2018. So I want to wish everybody the best of luck and the best of success with their mailings this season, and 'tis the season for the best in direct mail order profits. We are now in the midst of the direct mail order boom season, so best of luck to you. If you have any questions, connect with me. I'll put the programs that I'm involved with below here so you can check those out if you're looking to add a secondary income stream to what you're currently doing in the direct mail order arena. 330-787-1795. Text or call. I'm just a phone call away or a text away, and I will be absolutely more than happy to answer any questions and help you to put you on the path to success with your future direct mail order campaigns. Okay? Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon on another video. Bye for now, and have yourself a wonderful Labor Day and a prosperous marketing week. Happy mailing. Bye-bye.